Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to knit this hat. It's knit in the round and it's super easy to make. You can make it for children, adult men, women. The one we're going to make in the tutorial is for a child from 8 years old and up to a medium-sized woman. In the information box, I'll go ahead and leave some information on how you can make it for adult men and smaller for children, so be sure to check that out. Now, as always, if you prefer written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get started, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, to knit this hat, these are the needles that I'm going to use. These are US size 10 or 6mm knitting needles. These are circular needles. I'm going to knit this hat in the round. These are 16-inch long. Now you can also use longer circular needles to knit the hat in the round using the magic loop technique. Like I said, I'm going to use these short ones here. Now the yarn that I'm using is this here. This is a number 5 yarn, but you can also use chunky or 12-ply yarn. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you the name of the yarn that I'm using. Now here to begin, we're going to cast on our stitches. I'm going to show you how to cast on your stitches using the long tail cast on method. I'm going to cast on 66 stitches. Now these stitches are multiple of 3. So here to begin, we're going to wrap the yarn around the needles here 20 times. I'm going to use this other needle here because my cable is too short. These here are 4.5. I like to do it like this. This is so that the first row that we do, it's not too tight around the forehead. So here to measure our long tail, you're going to wrap the yarn around 20 times. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I have enough yarn here for about 20 stitches. Like I said, I need to cast on 66. Now I'm going to double it up. I have enough for about 40. Double it up again. I have enough for about 60. And I'm going to add a little bit more. Halfway, so that we have about for about 70 stitches here. Add a little bit more. It's best to have some left than to have to redo this again. So here's the yarn that we just measured, and this here is coming from the skein. Now insert both needles through this loop here and open the yarn with your index finger, and we're going to go from left to right. Grab a loop. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on until you have 66 stitches. Okay, I finished casting on my stitches. I have 66, and this is all the yarn that I have left. Now here, carefully pull this other needle that we added there. Now here at the end, I forgot we need to add an extra stitch, so just add it here like this. Now I have 67 stitches. This last stitch here is just to join in the round, and it's not going to count. So here to join in the round, make sure your stitches are not twisted. Make sure you bring these stitches here to the front here. And now this here on my left needle is the first stitch that we cast on, and this is the last one that I just did, number 67. So what we're going to do to join in the round is bring this first stitch to the right needle, and then bring this last stitch that I just cast on over this stitch and drop it. That's why it doesn't count. Now pull the yarn, and now we're joined in the round. And to begin here, place a stitch marker. So here, to begin, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to purl 2, then knit 1. So bring the yarn here to the front, purl 2, knit 1. Again, purl 2, knit 1. This is how we're going to work this first row. Purl 2, knit 1. Again, purl 2, knit 1. And that's all you're going to do all around. So continue, finish this row. One thing I forgot to mention, when we joined in the round with that extra stitch that I added, we were left with the original 66 stitches. Continue, I'll meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we purl 2, knit 1. Now these last 3 stitches, I have 2 purls, 1 knit. Now pass your stitch marker for rows 2 up to about, I don't know, row 46. This is what we're going to do. We're going to repeat the same thing. We are going to purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1, and that's all. This is how we're going to make this hat. You purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1, and that's all. Continue like this. Like I said, I'm going to do about 46 rows. If it's less or more, I'll let you know. So continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm almost done with the hat. I have done a total of 62 rows. I mentioned that I was going to do about 46 rows. It's about here. This would be perfect for a hat where you don't fold here for the brim, but I really wanted a nice wide brim here so that you can fold. So that's why I went ahead and did more rows. So in total, I have 62 rows without folding or anything. It's measuring about 12 inches, which is about 30.5 centimeters. So that's an option for you. If you want to leave it short and not fold, then you can do the 46 or even 50 rows. That would be up to you. Just try it on, see if you like the length. For me, I love how this fits. It's fine with 62 rows. So now we're going to decrease here. So to do this, this is how we're going to start our decreasing here. First, we're going to place a stitch marker. Now, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. This is just how I'm going to do it. So for me, I'm just going to, the next 2 stitches here are the 2 purl stitches. I'm going to knit 2 together. Now, the next stitch, I'm going to knit. Then I'm going to knit 2 together. These are the purl stitches. Knit 1, knit 2 together through the back like this, knit 1, and then again knit 2 together through the back. And this is all I'm going to do for this first row decreases. Continue all around. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I finished this first row of decreases. I have a total of 44 stitches. Now for this second row, this is what we're going to do. Here I'm just going to knit 2 together again through the back. This is just to decrease. You can do it through the front like you normally would, but this part here won't even show. So especially if you put a pom-pom, it's going to look nice. Trust the process. So just knit 2 together across like this, knit 2 together through the back. Continue, finish this second row of decreases. I will meet you at the end. I finished the second row of decreases. I have 22 stitches at the end of that row. So now we're just going to remove our stitches here. I'm not going to make any more decreases. So we're going to remove these stitches now. Cut your yarn, make sure you leave a nice long tail, and remove your stitches. Now make sure not to pull the yarn all the way. Leave this loop here. This is the last stitches right there, and this is the first, so just leave that loop. I'll show you why in a minute. There. Now hold on to this loop, pull the yarn, and then just stick the needle like this through that loop, and now you can pull. This is going to create a knot like that. Perfect. So This is how it looks here at the top. Now, insert the needle through the center here, and we're going to hide the yarn here on this other side. Now, this hat here is reversible. I just love this stitch here. You're going to see how it looks in a minute. But first, we're just going to weave the yarn around one more time. Now, you're going to go through the center again and come out right there to the side. And just wrap the yarn. That's going to create a knot. And then turn it a little. Go through the center again and come out in between the next set of stitches. It doesn't really matter. Here I forgot to wrap the yarn, but just pull it like that and pull, and that creates another knot. One more time. This is going to be the last time. So insert the needle through the center, come out and wrap the yarn and pull. Now this here is nice and secure. You can cut your yarn right here. And as you can see, this is the top of one side, and this is the top of the side that we've been working. So this hat is reversible. I love the stitch pattern. This is how it looks on one side, and when you fold it, look how beautiful that is. It's perfect. And if you turn it over, let me remove this first and fold the brim, and that's how it looks. So you can wear it on either side. I love the way how this fits on me. It fits perfect. I also went ahead and tried it on my son, and this stitch here is so stretchy that it just accommodates so well to, you know, to the size of his head. He's an 8-year-old, so I would say that this hat here is perfect for 8 years and up, you know, teens, adult men, adult women. For men, make sure you try it on. I try this on my husband, and he likes the way that this fits on him, but he said that he would prefer this to be a little bit longer. He prefers it to have a wider brim, but for me, it's perfect. I love how this fits on me. So this is a very nice pattern that you can make lots of hats, and it works up super quick. I think I did this in under an hour and a half, so it's perfect. I'm actually going to wear it like this. I like this side better with the brim folded like this. Look how beautiful that is. It's perfect. So here's the hat. Perfect for 8 years old, teens, adult women, and men. So this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you prefer written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for your support. See you next time.